Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. Another pretty big week with 9 comics, though one of them was a freebie, so really 8 comics. And don't forget my Patreon if you want to support my art. I'm making some art cards this week. Links down below. You can go check it out. There's free stuff on there. And let me show you 2 comics I had on top of my printer this week. My museum comics. They ended up being pretty similar to each other. We've got Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 28, and Savage Dragon, number 70. And they're both somebody carrying something. In one case, a little child. There's Eric Larson. In this case, a human skeleton. And this is Bissett, right? Yeah, Bissett and Toddleben doing this one. Some nice comics that I looked at all week on my top of my printer, the covers of them. But good stuff. It's funny, I pulled a random Savage Dragon out at first, and it was like a mini-series, Savage Dragon and Destroyer Duck. And I had that out there for a couple of minutes. I was like, I can't look at that one all week. I forget who drew it. It was Eric Larson inking somebody, but this one was a much nicer cover to look at all week. So I always have to make sure it's a cover I can look at all week. Then we got some comic shop news. Is that Captain America and Falcon? What if Miles Morales? Okay. It's Miles Morales is Captain America. What if wins by Miles? I haven't read Marvel's What If since the 70s, so I don't know what's going on. Lots of other comic stuff. We'll go through this and see what's new. First, I'll show you the freebie, which is the Asylum of Horrors one-shot. He gave this one to me because he was going to have to throw it out because it's a damaged copy. Yeah, I can't know. Yes, there's a big, huge line through the paper there. There we go. Now we can see the scarring. So I'll read it and then maybe cut it up, make magic cards out of it or something. Have to destroy it. I have no idea what it is. But, that was just a freebie thrown in. Then we've got Bloom number 4. Ted Sakura and Butch Mappa. This one has been good. I've enjoyed this series. I can't wait to see how it ends. Oh, let me give you a little recap at the beginning, I think. The story so far before getting us into the last issue about this. I think it takes place in the early 70s about this artist who is, I think he's trying to work on, he's an artist, he works, I think, as a auto repair during the day, and then he's been working on his comic at night. And he saw this woman at a show, some music show where she was a dancer, and he wanted to take some pictures of her to be, there she is, his muse for his villain. And they went out in the woods and all sorts of crazy things happened. And crazy things have been going on, so we'll see how that one ends. Then we've got crossover number 10. A whole bunch of superheroes. Oh, there's a nice double page spread. A whole bunch of superheroes from whatever world they come from. They're sort of like Marvel and DC. So that the Marvel and DC ones are kind of in the background. The Dark Horse one and Image ones are in the creator-owned ones are in the foreground. So, but as what if kind of they crossed over into our real world? Who's doing the drawing on this? Jeff Shaw. Okay, he's been the one doing it. It's Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw, D. Cuniff, John J. Hill. I can just barely read that without my glasses. What if superheroes came from another world into our world and they built a dome over Denver? I don't know. It's solidly okay. It's not my favorite, but I enjoy it. Gilliam March, Laura and Other Stories continues. I don't know how many issues this is because I think it was a graphic album in Europe to begin with. But I liked Carmen so much, I put this on my pull list. I'll read some more Gilliam March stuff. So, it first published in Europe, I don't know, years ago. This is not his latest stuff. So, but I'm gonna have fun. Butt, do the butt dance. Butt. But anyway. Next we've got Lady Mechanica, the monster in the Ministry of Hell. I put my glasses on so I can read this stuff. Nice cover. It's funny, I don't remember putting this on my pull list, but then when it showed up there, I was like, oh, that's right. I think I don't know if I put just the first issue on or the series. But I read a little Lady Mechanica before. I've always liked the covers and the artwork. But I think I've only read like the free comic book day one or something. Oh, look, there's a Lady Mechanica centerfold. Pretty cool. Pin-up. But I figured I may as well read some. Lady Mechanica and the Monster of the Ministry of Hell, 1 of 4. So I guess there's 4 of them. I wonder if I put all 4 on my pull list. We'll see. Then I haven't seen an issue of this in a little while. Post Americana. I don't know how many issues this is going. Steve Scroce, Dave Stewart, Phonographics. Post-apocalyptic story. Guy comes out of this government safe hangar after 100 years out into the apocalypse. And all sorts of weird stuff is going on. There's some weird stuff. I don't know what that is. I don't remember. It's been a while. One of our lead characters there. She's the guy. She's the woman that the guy from the whatever base that's been is teaming up with. I think they're taking on the base or something. I can't remember. It's been a while, but it's post-apocalyptic stuff. You know, it's kind of all the same. But Silver Coin, number 7. I enjoyed the last issue of this. This is artist Michael Walsh's book. In every issue, he gets a new writer to write him a story. Supposedly, this Silver Coin is kind of the through line for all the stories. They all have something to do with the Silver Coin, but it's very tenuous. Ram V is the writer on this one. If anything, it really reminds me of the DC mystery books from the 70s, except, you know, kind of updated, and they're allowed to put actual horror in it. You couldn't put that Aztec drawing down there in DC books. But I've been enjoying this a whole lot. Just, they're kind of all done in ones. I know now that I have no expectations of them making one big story, I enjoy it a lot more. Because how could it make one big story? There's just different writer every issue, but each on their own individual story, I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have got What's the Furthest Place from Here, issue 2. Another extra thick issue, only $3.99 this one was. I enjoyed the first issue. Yet another post-apocalyptic tale. But this one is about a city that only the children are alive in. I think there's adults alive in the outer world. I really like the artwork on this. And it's really kind of getting into the minutia of their lives and what's going on. And like I said, I've just thoroughly enjoyed it. The first issue, I'm very much look at the art, is just terrific. And it's bigger than your average comic. That must be 40 pages. Wish it wasn't self-covered, though. But at 40 pages, at least, it's pretty weighty. Oh, there's a nice... Looks like they finally ventured out of the city, but I don't want to spoil too much. I think they can't venture out of the city much for some reason, but one of them did. Then the last thing I got was Tales of Mother F. Goose, an Aftershock 1. It was like a square bound, $7, 40 pages. It's like the one I got last week, I think it was, the Mechanica one. I was kind of most disappointed in, but I still, enjoy them. This is by Frank Thierry, Joe Eisma, Matt Herms on colors, Carlos N. Mangual on the letterer. And there was an incentive cover that somebody there, like I said, this is $7. Somebody there paid $20 for while I was there. It was you've seen the Pulp Fiction. They have a Pulp Fiction Mother Goose cover. I don't know what this is about. All it says is, on the back it says, "We'll make you a promise. This book will this is the book that will ruin your childhood. I don't believe that for a second, but looks nice and bloody. Like I said, I have no idea what this one is about. We'll have to see. Now let me show you a little of my artwork. This is I didn't get anything colored this week, but I inked this. I find the closer it gets to Christmas, the harder it is to work on big stuff because I've got so much stuff to do. We got this one. I inked this one. I left a lot of it open for color too. I actually wanted to put more ink and marks on it, but I was like, no, I can do that at the end after I get the color in. Because sometimes if I want to make like little marks all over the place, you don't want to do that and then put the color over it because sometimes the color will smear the little marks. So I'll do that at the end. But this one is kind of wide open for color, so can't wait to do that. Oh, and if you're a Bad Idea fan, I just got the 5th weekly issue of Odin's Eye, which is a new comic they have coming out. I think it's supposed to be out in December. But anyway, issues 1 through 5 are all to the printer, which means that it will actually come out weekly. That's a good thing. It is really hard to get out a weekly comic. It's a lot of work. I also was back to doing some of my... These are my cartoon art cards that I make my web comic out of. If you go to radiantcomics.com, you can, on Sunday I make comic strips out of these, Drifting and Dreaming. So I was doing some more, getting those ready for. It's like I have 52 done for next year, so I'm working on 2023's Drifting and Dreaming comic strips with these. So I like to get ahead. Anyway, check out my Patreon to see some more of my artwork, and we will catch you guys next week.